Bustier with yoke. Here is how to draft your bustier with yoke. So you take your pattern paper, you fold it into two. The next thing for you to do is to mark your starting line. This starting line will guide you on where your measurements are to start from. So now after doing that, the next thing for you to do is to mark some certain measurements. So now we'll be marking, the first thing we'll be marking is our shoulder to nipple, which the image is showing on the screen on how to measure your shoulder to nipple. After that, you mark your shoulder to under bust. You can see in the image on the screen. And next thing, to mark your half length. You can see the image on the screen. So please, when marking the measurements, make sure you follow the image on the screen on how to measure those three measurements perfectly, which is your shoulder to nipple, to under bust, then your half length. Now, the next thing for us to do is to mark our shoulder measurement. Whatever your shoulder measurement is, divide it into two, then you mark it. After doing that, the next thing for us to do is to mark our armhole measurements. Now, how do you get your armhole measurements? Divide your bust measurements by 6 plus 1.5 inches. That is how to get your armhole measurement. That is what works for me. So you can try it out. Your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So now after marking a straight line, you also mark a line across. That will be for your chest line, which you can see showing on the screen. So now the next thing for us to do is to label it. You label it your chest line, your bust point, your under bust point, then your half length. Do you understand? So you label it in order not to be confused. So now the next thing for us to do here is to mark our neckline. So I'm marking 3 inches for my neck width, depends on what you want to make. Then you come down here by 1 inch at the armhole line. That will be for your shoulder slope. We all know our shoulder is not straight, so that is basically why we did that. So now after doing that, measure whatever you have from that place to your chest line, divide it into two, mark it, then come in by half an inch. You can see what I'm doing. Then come to the chest line, mark your chest measurements. So whatever your chest measurement is, that is your bust measurement divided by 4. Mark it on your chest line, then you connect those lines together. So that is how to get your perfect armhole curve. Do you see the results that we are having? So as we can see, we'll come to this line. You mark your nipple to nipple measurement. You can see the way you can measure it on the image on the screen. So measure your nipple to nipple measurement, whatever it is, divide it into two. You mark it. If yours is 8 inches, that means when you divide it into two, you mark 4 inches. Then you mark it up to the bust points. You can also extend it to the chest line. Do you understand? So now after doing that, the next thing for us to do is to come to this under bust place. The side going towards the side, you mark 1.5 inches. Depending on how busty you are, you can make it 2 inches or more. So come to this side going to the middle, you mark half an inch. Do you see? So you are going to make a straight line across those two measurements. Remember, this one that I'm marking is 1.5 inches, and the one going to the middle is half an inch. So now after doing that, the next thing for us to do is come to this bust point, come down by 1 inch. Do you see? Come down by 1 inch, then you connect it that way. You can also make use of your free hand. It's not a must to make use of a ruler or a curve ruler. You can make use of your free hand. So if you are not used to pattern drafting, just do this directly on your fabric and you are still going to get the same result. Just that this pattern paper would avoid wastage of fabrics. So now after doing that, you come up to this chest line. We are going to mark some certain measurement. Now, how do you know? Come to this under bust. You see those that we removed. So whatever thing you have there, mine is 2 inches. So I'm going to put 1.5 inches towards the side going to the side. Then the one going to the middle, I'm going to mark half an inch. You can decide to divide them into 2 equal halves. You understand? You can decide to make it 1 inch or both sides. Depends on what you have under where we marked. You can see where I measured. So it is what I have under there that I divided up here. So you can see the shape that we are having. Our bustier is already forming. Do you see the way I am connecting them together? So that is how to go about that. So now just watch carefully. You can see the way I'm using my hand to blend it in order to avoid a sharp edge. Do you understand? So if you are making use of a curve ruler, make sure you also use your hand to avoid a sharp edge. Let's make our sweetheart neckline. Now I am coming down by 6 inches for my neckline. Depends on how deep you want your yoke to be. Do you understand? So I'm coming down by 6 inches. Then I'm just going to connect from that armhole side. I'm going to come down by like half an inch, and I'm going to connect my sweetheart neckline. Now you can see the way I'm doing it. You can see the way I am doing it. So you just come down to the bust point at the middle side. You just make use of your free hand to do it. Do you see the way I'm making my sweetheart neckline? So this is basically how to go about your bustier with yoke. So the upper part of the yoke, you can decide to replace it with nets or whatever thing you want to use. So now let's extend those bustier legs. Let's extend them to the 6 inches that we marked for our neck, for our yoke. Do you see the way I'm extending everything? So extend it to the 6 inches that you mark for your yoke. Do you see? Extend everything to the 6 inches. So do you see what we are having? So now I'm still trying to use my hand to blend everything very well. So after using your hand to blend everything very well, you can also mark your body measurements. So now, before that, make sure that all these things that these things, we are going to cut them out. So make sure that you measure whatever thing you have there and add it to your body measurement when you are marking them. Add your sewing allowance also. Please add your sewing allowance. So you can see the way I'm measuring what I took out of there, and I'm going to add it when I'm marking my body measurement. So please measure those things, because we are going to cut them out. Those 2 inches that we are going to cut them out. So please measure them, add your sewing allowance or your fabric allowance to it before you mark your body measurement. Do you see? So now let's come to this neckline. I'm just going to make a round neckline. So I came down by 2 inches. So now it depends on the neckline that you want to make. So you can make any kind of neckline. The main purpose here is just to know how to basically draft your bustier with yoke as a beginner. If you are an advanced person or advanced student, you might find this less useful. I don't know. But as a beginner, at least if you'll be able to draft this, believe me when I tell you, your bustier is going to really stand well. Now the next thing for me to do is to cut it out. So please watch carefully the way I'm cutting this out, and please do not forget to like, share, comment, repost, please. And I'm using this medium to introduce you to our classes, our online classes, which will be happening on Telegram. The classes are already recorded, so you can watch at your convenience time. We have the shirt class, we have the bustier class, where you'll be learning how to make 3 different kind of bustiers and how to part them perfectly. We have a class on that. We have a pants class, which is a palazzo pants with an outer pocket. We have the streetwear class, where you'll be learning how to make cargo pants, cargo skirts, hoodie, joggers and tees. Trust me when I tell you, those classes are very, very affordable. If you are interested, send me a DM. Send me a direct message for you to enroll. The classes are already recorded. You can watch at your convenience time, and you can also have access to ask me questions. So please patronize me and improve yourself as a beginner by getting my courses. Trust me when I tell you, they are very, very simple. So if you are interested in any of our classes, do not hesitate to send me a DM. Now you can also watch this tutorial on YouTube at Any Seals. Follow us on Facebook at Any Seals. Follow us on TikTok at Any Seals, so you can see the results. Place them on your fabric, then you are good to go. See you in my next video. Bye. And do not forget that you can also drop suggestions. What tutorial do you want me to make next? you can let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye.